I just arrived in Miami and none of this was planned. Actually, yesterday, my friend texted me and said, I'm going to Miami for Art Basel. Do you want to come? And of course, I said yes. I checked my schedule and it was clear. So it all made sense. And here I am in South Beach and I'm super excited to check out all the cool installations and meet up with some friends. And also there's a few events that I'm really excited to see. And so today was a big travel day for us. And we got to talk about so many things, but one thing really stood out and it was going against the grain. I think it's something in today's culture that we glamorize. We say, if you want to stand out on social media, you have to be controversial. You have to have an opinion and say things. And I totally agree. And there's this concept around if they all zig, you zag, right? You always want to be doing something different. But the type of going against the grain that I want to talk about is the one that involves creating content for the sake of just creating content. I've been having a lot of amazing people message me, hey, you're doing great, love this. But I've also had a lot of amazing people also message me being like, hey, if you really want to go viral, if you really want to make this movement go crazy, you have to be posting on shorts. Your content has to be more engaging. You can't just sit in front of a camera and just talk the whole time. Why don't you try doing a vlog? Why don't you try adding different effects and this and that? And like suddenly I feel like I have to turn this into my full-time job. And I know that this is coming from such a loving place. Of course, if your friends love what you're doing and are rooting for you, then of course they want to help you improve and how to get the word out there and how to get more people interested. And I think that's amazing. But I want to clear the air a little bit. The last thing I want to do, at least at this stage, is turn this into my full-time job. The reason why I actually created these videos is, of course, because I did have this block and this fear of like speaking to the camera and just really being seen, and I'm doing so, and it's amazing. But the second reason that I may not have shared completely is that creating content is something that I started as an outlet. I saved up enough money in college to get my first camera, and that became such an outlet for me while I was studying and, playing soccer at university. Being creative and creating videos was so fun for me. There was no pressure. No one was looking at my edits and picking them apart. It was really just me wanting to have fun. I loved documenting the moment. I loved going on trips to New York and like filming things. And I just loved creating videos. It was such a beautiful time. Just me, my camera, and my creativity. Creating content started as an outlet for me. It started as something fun. It started as a hobby, and eventually I became so good at my hobby that it just made sense. Wouldn't you love to be paid to be doing what you love? Of course. And so slowly I started getting paid for creating videos, and eventually I have a business where I create more videos, and now I have a team that creates videos for business owners and thought leaders. And as beautiful as that arc is in my career, to get paid for my hobby, there's a point where it turns into a job. And you could love your job, but to be effective at your job, it involves team members, it involves a client, it involves expectations, it involves certain rules that you have to abide with, and turnarounds and deadlines and all of that kind of stuff. And slowly this no longer became my outlet. So this is all to say that I'm creating these videos because I want to turn this into my hobby again. And it has been so fun to go against the grain. It's been so fun to just do it for me. And I know that as I get more comfortable with this and I have more fun with this, I know I'm gonna end up doing more vlogs, or I know I'm gonna end up doing fun little transitions, just trying new things out. And I know that these videos will evolve and have my own creative spin on them, but I'm happy where I'm at. I'm not trying to go viral. I'm not trying to be liked by everyone. I'm not trying to get picked up by any news outlet or anything like that. This channel is almost like my diary. And it's a diary that I'm willing to open to the public and just put it out there. And I want to encourage you, whenever you're creating content or whenever you want to do your art or any type of hobby that you pick up, I want to encourage you to not be afraid to do it for the sake of doing it. You don't have to fulfill anyone's expectation. You do not have to only create for an outcome. Sometimes it's awesome to just do it for you. And whatever comes with it, well, it's out of your control anyway. Going against the grain feels like sandpaper. It can be rough and scratchy and even painful at times. But when you go through it in the end, it kind of smooths out all of the rough edges. And in the end, it gives you the result that you're actually looking for and that everyone admires. So I guess my question to you is, what is your sandpaper? What is something that you just want to do for you? You don't want to do it for the validation. You don't want to do it for anything but the fact that you get to use it as your outlet. You get to have a new hobby. Be bold. Be a kid. This is day 57 out of 100 bold. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. And remember, to act bold, you need to be kid brave again.